What's an unsolved mystery that you find yourself thinking about regularly? Daniel Robinson. He went out into the field to take a water level measurement on a well near Buckeye, Arizona in June 2021. He hasn't been seen since. They found his vehicle in a ravine in the desert. His dad flew in from out of state and hired a private investigator and refuses to go home until he finds his son. I think about him at least once a week. The Tylenol killer of the 1980s. While it's easy enough to guess motive, I can't help but wonder if the same person is behind other diabolical mysteries events. I am curious about what really happened with the JonBenet Ramsey case, although I don't regularly think about it. I still wonder about what actually happened in the case of Hae Min Lee, Adnan Syed. The Sodder children. I don't think they all burned up because I honestly think it would have been impossible. I don't have a favorite theory, because they all seem far-fetched in some way. I don't think it will ever be solved. No DNA, anyone who may have been responsible is most likely dead now. Such a sad story. The Beaumont children. 3 children in Australia vanished off the face of the earth in 1966. They have ridden the bus to go to the beach as they regularly did, and some eyewitnesses saw them with a man they appeared to know. Where Keith Bennett's body is on the moors. I drive by there at night and it gives me serious chills knowing he's out there somewhere. I forgot the name, but the one where an unknown man returned a murder victim's car back to her apartment parking lot and there was a fence obscuring his face from the only camera that was directed towards the area. Straight out of the movie Frailty almost. Edit. Jennifer Kess as seen below. Local ones. Heidi Seaman, a girl my age who disappeared walking home from a birthday party. Erica Botello, who disappeared the same year. Linus Ardor-Kill, daughter of refugees, who disappeared from an apartment complex playground just a few years ago. But mostly Lupita Cantu, whose case showcases such stunning police incompetence and sexism I am still gassed. In short, she was kidnapped and murdered, but because she was seen driving her minivan with her presumed abductor, police decided she had simply run off and refused to investigate any further. Her body was actually found in a neighboring town 3 weeks later, obviously a homicide victim, brought back to San Antonio for an autopsy, but not identified because, again, she wasn't considered a missing person by the police. She was ultimately buried in a pauper's grave, unidentified for 20 years, and when her identity was eventually pieced together, they exhumed her, and there was a man in the grave, not Lupita. They simply misplaced her. There's exactly zero chance her murder will ever be solved because of all of this, and I remain angry for her family, Missy Beavers, that the timeline is crazy, and that there is so much video, and yet no suspects. Asha Degree's disappearance. Little girl ran away from home back on February 14, 2000. I know the outlook is very grim, but I hate that she just seemingly vanished. Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist. Boston, 1990. The sheriff in the town I grew up in went missing back in the 70s without a trace. There's a billion theories, but I think he's in the lake. And they're dredging it next year. Face with single finger over mouth and shushing gesture. Also, I have a missing paternal grandfather, but that mystery just got solved. Turns out he was murdered by the mob back in the 80s. Person shrugging. Where is the Amber Room? Brian Schaffer, Ohio State University student that went missing in 2006. I think about this often. There's a whole wiki page about his case. Who was putting the cowboy hats on those pigeons? The Voynich manuscript, an ancient text filled with bizarre illustrations and undeciphered script, continues to intrigue me with its enigmatic origins and elusive meaning. Jack the Ripper. Madeleine McCann. The Down the Hill Guy. The one I think about the most is a local story about a 4-year-old that was kidnapped from a car accident scene as her mom lay unconscious and the first responders were on THR way. Malaysia Flight 370. I just can't imagine all those poor families wondering forever when their loved ones ended up. Dark matter and dark energy. Extra dimensions? Extra fundamental forces? Physics has no idea. All that is known is that a large piece of puzzle is completely missing.